morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Your Morning Drive. I am Logan. I am your host with the most, and we are live from Fireworks Studio in Marietta, Georgia. Oops, here goes the watch. If you enjoy what we do here, before we get into the episode itself, some programming notes for us. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, make sure you send it to one friend, one family member, one teammate, one lover, one ex-lover, your boss, anybody that you think needs this show in their life. If you want to listen, you can send them either a link on their preferred platform, either Apple or Spotify. Or if you want to watch it on YouTube, you can do that as well. Everything is just at Your Morning Drive. Same thing with the socials, Instagram and TikTok. You'll find episode announcements, clips, behind the scenes, little tidbits here and there. Social media is the best way to follow what is happening on the show. I mentioned Fireworks. We're here in Fireworks. Happy Sunday from Fireworks. I'm very excited to have Fireworks as my host today, and always they're a creative co-working space focused on supporting the local community and uplifting creative entrepreneurs. If you want to give them a try, but you're not sure if you want to drop the money on booking a day pass, you don't have to. If you want to try it out, you can do so for free if you tell them I sent you. If you go to book a room and you're trying to get a discount on that, you can use code DRIVE and you'll get a free day pass. So, if you're working from home, if you're someone running a business and you're just tired of working at home, you're tired of your office, you're tired of your kitchen table, you can just come here. And it's a great community. There's a lot of great business owners that run their businesses from in here. The staff is super friendly. There's always great snacks and drinks in the fridge to chow down on as well. So it's overall just a great space, and it's not too far from Kennestone. It's kind of like in the heart of Marietta, so it's a very convenient location for many. So again, code DRIVE, join the vibrant network of the Fireworks crew. Also, shout out to the newest sponsor and partner of Your Morning Drive, which is Good Days Canned Cocktails. Good Days are a classic cocktail brand created in a convenient, ready-to-drink format to meet the need for a quality pre-mixed cocktail on any occasion. The summer is here, and Good Days are ahead of us. Be the first to try their canned cocktails by visiting drinkgooddays.com/pages/find us to find a store near you that are selling their beverage. Of course, you must be 21 years or older to drink. My guest today is a longtime family friend. She was a swimmer her whole life, including college. And speaking of college, she is studying occupational therapy, and she loves to live life to the fullest. Please welcome my friend, Amanda Charleston.
Hey. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah?
I've always wanted to do a podcast.
Really?
Or, at least host one or be on one or something. So this is really fun.
What's held you back?
Nothing. I just don't like video editing, and I hate editing anything. And I've made TikToks before on an OT TikTok for a school project, and then it kind of kept it going. But posting on social media is harder than people think, and I absolutely hate it. So I know it's not for me, but I would love to be on other people's podcasts. So I'm glad I'm here.
Well, this is opening that door.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it this morning on the way in, and I was like, Matt, we've probably known each other for like 10 years now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because
like a long time, but it doesn't feel like that long but we definitely have, because I've been friends with your sister since the good old days, since the day she joined the team.
Yeah.
That was, if I was 14, it's probably even earlier than that.
Gosh, geez.
Yeah. It's earlier than that.
God, so that means when we met, I was probably like 19.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I mentioned that you're lifelong family friends. Our parents are close friends as well. Your parents are the shit, as you probably know that.
They're crazy.
Chris and Anne Marie, they are crazy.
Yeah. But they fit your family.
Yes,
craziness.
They do. They fit and they vibe, and your dad is just a whole vibe.
He's something else.
He's
Dad,
different.
if you're listening, shout out.
I hope he's listening. Chris.
I don't think he will listen, but I think my mom will. So shout out you too.
Yes. I love Emery. She just, anytime she's around, she just comes up to me and she just gasses me up. She's just like, oh my God, I love what you're doing. I love that you're doing this. I love that you're doing that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just like,
oh you. Yeah. She's invested.
Yes, she is. She's
in everything and everyone.
Yes, she is a investor for sure in people, which is really cool.
It's cool.
You need someone like that in your life for sure.
Yeah.
So what's up? How are you?
Good. I'm here for the summer in Georgia. I'm right now going to school in upstate New York. So it's a long story, but I went to college in North Carolina to swim at Campbell. And then I pursued occupational therapy and I wanted to use my 5th year from COVID. So they gave all the athletes when they canceled that season a whole extra year. And I was actually the only person in my graduating class at Campbell to take the year. And which I was kind of surprised by, but if you didn't want to go into grad school or you just wanted to focus on school, then you don't need to take it. Or if you're graduating, you're like, I'm done swimming. But I was like, I want to go to grad school. And it's also the type of expensive school where there's not much else you can get to help pay for it except for loans. So I was like, I want to get a scholarship and I want to keep swimming and just finish my last year. And so then I did that. And I went up to New York. And now I'm in Rochester but now I'm back home in the summer for clinicals. So I'm doing a rotation at a rehab hospital and loving it. So,
yeah. Well, where is this hospital?
It's over by Lake Lanier, all the way on the other side of the city. But it's a nice, good commute. But it's worth it because of the company and the connections that it can give you, and just the experience in itself. Because it's not the easiest thing to get experience in this particular setting, which is inpatient rehab. So if it's something you want to do, it's very important you have experience in it in the future. So if you start working and then don't go into the field with some kind of acute experience, they're kind of hesitant to hire you because you don't there's so much you need to know about a hospital. You can't just go in blind to a hospital. So now that I'm in there as a student and learning so much about the hospital, it gives me a lot more credibility, and I know at some point I want to work in this setting, probably, I think right away, because I think it's a great place for new grads to go. It seems like it'd be harder than it is, and it is challenging, but it's once you get the hang of it, it's awesome. So
yeah. Well, that's really exciting. I mean, so why occupational therapy? What made you choose that?
Was something that this is also a long story.
Let's hit it.
But it was something that in high school, so I went to Kennesaw Mountain, which is over here in Kennesaw, which isn't my original school district. That's another long story. The point is, I went in middle school, I applied for the magnet programs. So in Cobb County, if you want to go to a different high school than the high school you go to, you can go into this advanced, quote unquote, or academically rigorous, which it really is, program. And there's 5 schools in the county, I think 5 or 6. They all have a different focus. So North Cobb, the school that I was supposed to go to, they have a magnet program, but theirs is international relations, politics, history, arts, that kind of thing. And they call it international studies. So when my friend actually did that, my really good neighbor friend up the street, she did that. And I didn't want to go to North Cobb. I wanted to go to a school. I kind of got opened up to the idea from a teammate to hey, why don't you go to Kennesaw and join our swim team? We have a really good high school swim team. And then you can do magnet. And the magnet was a STEM program. Okay. So science, technology, engineering, math. And I was like, sure, I want to do science. I knew for somehow, some way, I wanted to do healthcare. And I knew that. So originally it started with wanting to be a doctor. And then I was like, ooh, I don't want to do that. And then it's too much. And I know myself, when you think, you can do something, but the act of getting to it would be absolutely treacherous, that you're just it's seriously not worth it. I could be happy doing a lot of other things. That's the thing. And that's what people tell you about medicine. If you could be happy doing anything else, don't do it. People say that about being a doctor, an MD or a DO. If you can do something else and be very happy, if being a doctor is your life calling, go and do that. But I was no, I want to do rehab, and I don't want to be involved with medicine or sticking and poking people. And like, I love nursing and I love nurses, and I really heavily consider that too. But then I found like the whole sector of allied health, which is like PT, OT, speech, all of those people. And I was like, this is amazing. I was originally in college with a PT track.
Okay.
Ended up changing it literally only because I then heard about what OT was, and knew that you could do like work in the same settings, kind of do the same thing, but OT has a different focus on daily activities and less on like walking. And there's a lot more that PT does, but like that's a very bland statement. But OT has a huge scope of practice, which some people like, you could literally, I could take anything right now and I could make it occupational therapy.
Really?
This is OT, what we're doing right now.
Really?
Like, I could do a podcast recording with somebody as a session and be like, this is them, like, you know, promoting activity tolerance and engaging in leisure activities and all the stuff. Like, you can make anything OT, which is intimidating because it's like, what do I do? There's too much to do, but it's also like, you could do anything. And as long as it enriches somebody's life and like makes it's part of their daily activities, it's something they want to get back to doing. That's OT, which is really cool. But anyways, the reason I started talking about high school, which I realized I didn't finish, was that when you go to Kennesaw in your senior year, you have to do like a senior capstone.
Yeah.
And so for one semester, you have half the school. So it's like a block schedule. I don't know if you ever had a high school like that.
Yeah.
Like so it has 4 classes. So 2 classes in the morning, lunch, 2 classes. What you do for one semester, your senior, it's fall or spring. I did it in the fall. Half of your day, 2 classes are blocked off for research and internship, and you go and get an internship somewhere.
Wow.
Just as a high school. As a high school student, so you literally don't do anything except for sit there and observe.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in a field, it's really cool to do that in high school and then going into college knowing what you want. So I did an internship actually with a speech therapist because I knew a speech therapist, and I was like, they work with kids with disabilities in this clinic, and I was like, love it. I don't know if I want to do speech therapy, but I want to do allied health something. So let's just see it. And then they have PT and OT there. I saw OT there and I was like, love it. I'm going to do that. And that's what I did. And then, but then I went into college, I think as a pre-PT track, just kind of because like that was, my major was kinesiology, but then you had to take, it was something dumb. Like I literally changed my major. So I wouldn't have to take 2 chemistries and a higher level biology, which even at my school, the higher level bio was crazy. It was like microbiology or cellular biology. And it sounds like, oh, it's okay. No, it's horrible. I was like, and 2 chemistries. No. I barely made it through the chemistry in high school. Like it was like an honors, but I hated every minute of it. And I was like, I have to take it for an entire year. That's enough. So I then changed to exercise science, but it was still pre-OT. And so, and you can go to OT school with literally almost any major as long as you get the prereqs. Like you could literally be an English major, you could be communications, like anything, as long as you get prereqs. So I did that. And then I did a double major as psychology. And the psych was honestly like more helpful than anything. Love it. Exercise science, you absolutely need it, or kines or something, because you need to know body mechanics. You need to know how people's bodies move and work. And you need to know muscles, you need to know nerves, you need anatomy, but you can't even get to school if you don't take anatomy. So you have to take anatomy. But psychology, like the psychology of working with people is something that you have to be taught. Some people don't have to be taught it, but I think a lot of people should be taught it. And that's my whole other high horse platform that I have. Like we talked about this in my school. We were talking about like my graduate school is a newer program. So we're in the 2nd cohort from the school that I go to in New York right now. And they are like, we have a really small class size. We have like 10 people in our graduating class, which is in other PT big schools like that, it's 35 for all the schools. And it's like 35 people is still like relatively small. Like, you know, everyone in that class decently well. Yeah. But like in our class, we know everyone intimately well, which is crazy. It's such an experience. Shout out. If anyone from Robert sees this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's crazy. But we were talking about like, what can we add to the curriculum to make it better, to make it more? And me and one of my friends who both have a psych background, who majored in psych in college, were like, we need some kind of class that like we have a mental health class, but in that class, like we need to weave into it like counseling psychology and like therapeutic like uses and everything, because you can be taught how to work with people, and it's useful even if you are already good at working with people, even knowing the words, like if you're good at active listening, there's a word for that in psychology and in counseling that's like the exact definition, so you actually know what you're doing when you're doing it. And so I think, I don't even know how I got there, but this is how it's going to be the whole time.
That's okay.
But,
that's how podcasts go.
Yeah, no, but I think it's a really cool experience. OT is awesome. Learning how to work with people is awesome. If you love being extroverted, you don't have to be extroverted. There's a ton of introverts, but if you are extroverted and love talking to people all day, it's amazing because all you can do is just yap all day with clients and they love it. And like, it's awesome, like socializing for people, especially if you work with older adults, but also like for me, it's awesome. I love it. I love hearing about like their lives and their stories and what they're up to. So OT is amazing. And then you can help people get back to doing literally anything that they want. Like last week we had a client who was has like some hand weakness. So, and like hand coordination, like dexterity problems. So we literally played cards like in OT. Like we were at a table, we're standing, we're like working on balance, you know, doing all this other stuff that in the background, like if you just see us playing cards, you're like, oh, they're just playing cards. It's like, no, this is hard for this person. Like they need to take rest breaks. Like this is hard. But, and then challenging them to only use their weak hand to play cards with. Like that's really cool. And we literally played cards as a part of OT, and then it sounds like, oh, you're not working. No, we're working. We're working a lot.
There's science behind this.
And the way that you see the documentation written afterwards, it explains everything, but it's really cool. Yeah.
That's insanely cool.
OT is awesome.
I just learned so much about occupational therapy.
OT is awesome. And I love it. The only thing is like, it's the same with all healthcare fields. So tread lightly. Don't let people like talk you into it because it sounds cute and fun. Like you need to know that it's hard and that you give a lot of yourself and you have to have a lot of empathy. And sometimes you do come home feeling drained. It's like being anything. It's like being a nurse. It's like being a counselor. It's like, it's similar to all of that. And in healthcare across the field, no one gets paid enough. So that's what it is. But it's a good living, and it's a good, like, if you like it, there's so many different ways to mold the career into what you want it to be. And a lot of people are starting their own businesses. My school, something I didn't really know going into it is like, or didn't really care about, is that they have a whole course on entrepreneurship because it's a doctorate program. We started taking that course and I was like, this is insanely interesting. I love it. So, I didn't realize, like, going into it, I'm actually very thankful now that I went to get the doctorate, which is an extra year of schooling, only because they've offered all these courses that I was like, I never want to do that. I just want to work in a hospital. But then it's like, no, you can work in a hospital for a couple of years and then go start your business. And like, there's more options. You don't have to.
It's not a one size fits all.
You're never shown that, and you never realize how, not easy, but how attainable it is
doable,
to do. And then that was something like, I'll forever recommend a program like this to people if you think you want to take your career anywhere further than just being a staff therapist. Like if you want to be a business owner, if you want to be an educator, if you want to be a researcher, like there's a lot of cool things. So love it. But, you know, you got to weigh the pros and cons and really make sure it's right for you, because there are people who can feel like very burnt out by it. If it's not like the right fit and the right thing. So you just have to get a feel. But the best thing to do is just going to see any job that you ever want to work, like going and actually following someone for a day in their life. Like, highly recommend anything. And I did that starting in high school, but then realized even those settings that I was following people in and observing, I don't even want to work in those settings anymore. Like, that's not even what I want. But I liked it at the time, which is a good sign, because then now I don't love it as much, and I know that I don't love it, and I found other things that I love. But
it's development.
I could always go back, you know?
Yeah.
So, anywho, that was one question.
No, but
it's going to be like that the whole time, guys. I'm just going to rattle it off. And if you can't keep up with the thought process, click off, because I'm not hearing it.
That's awesome. I just learned so much in such a short time. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it all. So, did you know when you were applying for colleges, was it always a goal to go out of state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because I'm big on seeing new horizons.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see, I've grown up in Georgia for 18 years at that point. Yeah. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I even feel the same way. There's places in Georgia I would live still, and I would live here to be close to family, of course.
Sure.
But I wouldn't want to live in the same place. Like if we're going to move to close to my family, let's move a little somewhere different, like let's go north or let's go west, or, like.
Yeah. You don't want to live in Ackworth forever.
No. No. And it's nothing against it. Ackworth is great. Yeah. Marietta's great. Love it. I'm bored.
Yeah.
I need something new. So I actually really wanted to go to North Carolina. So I'm actually glad I was able to do that. I never knew that Campbell University was a place because it's a tiny school. No one knows what it is.
Really?
Yes. Tiny school, middle of nowhere, North Carolina, in between Raleigh.
Yeah.
Capital City, and then straight south is Fayetteville, where Fort Bragg, like a really big army base is. In the middle of nowhere, tobacco fields all around, and nothing else. A Target 45 minutes away.
Nice.
Campbell University. But it's a perfect little bubble of college life, and it's a big sports school.
Okay.
So everyone, all the college experience you get being an athlete there, and even people not athletes there, have a great time. It's really fun. And it's surprising how fun it is because it's also like a Christian school, kind of, partially. But we took like 1 or 2 Christianity classes, and somehow all the schools I've end up at are Christian schools. I don't know, but it works.
Funny.
If it works for you. But yeah, so it's really fun. All the sports teams would hang out with each other and become friends.
Yeah.
And people just like, everyone was there to have fun, but to also work hard. And it was very work hard, play hard. Like academics were a huge priority, but you would be in the library until 8 p.m. and then you'd be out. After that, you go straight home and get ready and go have fun.
Yeah.
And then the weekends would be Sunday morning. Everybody's feeling a little bit off. And you'd wake up at like 10 a.m. and go straight to the library and keep on grinding.
Do it all again.
Yep. So that's really fun. And I did want to go to North Carolina. There's so many swim schools in North Carolina. So I looked at a ton, and I did a bunch of visits at places and had offers from 1 or 3 places, but none of them were good enough. And then I got an offer from Campbell, and I was like, yes, I'll go there.
So did you?
And I visited, and it was like, when you go somewhere, you're like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah,
like,
this is the place.
I could be happy here. And I could see myself in a lot of places, but I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
I love it. And
checking
then
all the boxes.
Everything else kind of lined up in terms of like financially. And I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We'll have fun.
So it was absolutely a priority for you to swim in college.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't see it going any other way.
No way. But I was obsessed. I still am, but I was obsessed with swimming in high school. Like,
really?
Oh, yeah. It was my life. Like, it's still a personality trait. And sure, it's the same for your sister. It's the same for like our other friends from the team, where it's a personality trait of being like an ex-swimmer.
Yeah.
But if you like the elite club level that we all competed on, like that was life.
Yeah.
That was life. And like whatever you did in school in the background, like I was doing this whole magnet program at the same time, which was sucking the life out of me.
Yeah.
But swimming was life. And I was like, all these other people in this magnet program are going to go and to these super smart schools and do these amazing things, and good for them. But I'm going to swim because I can do both. And that's what I wanted to do. But that was, it was hard. It was so hard in high school. I stayed up way too late doing homework because I go to practice and come home so late. Don't take me back. And getting recruited to college is not fun. Don't let anyone convince you, unless you're like this insane swimmer who's got all these D1 huge offers that you're like, you have your pick of the litter of full ride scholarships. Yeah. It's not fun because you have to tour all these places your senior year while all the craziness is going on. You have to leave school on a Friday, go tour a place in the weekend. Very fun to see new sites, but like you still have to train. You still have to swim well and compete well, because if you don't, they'll remove your offers if you suck your senior year. Mm-hmm. And you still have to get good grades, because if your GPA drops, your academic offers get dropped too. Mm-hmm. It's not fun. it's not fun. And then when things start not working out and like the rejection comes in of like, this school didn't offer enough money, or this school said they didn't want me, or they said I could be a walk-on, then it's like, that's hard. And you're like 17 years old.
Yeah. That's
like,
a lot of stress for a kid.
You're just a little kid. And then you have to make a huge decision on where you're going to go for 4 years until you're 22 at 17.
Yeah.
And other sports, swimming, which I'm actually grateful for, waits till their senior year to decide, because a lot of things would have changed between now and then, probably what I would have chosen to go to. But a lot of sports, like for example, like volleyball, or soccer, they will commit like their sophomore year of high school if they're good. Really
Which is
good.
crazy, because you never know what happens in those last 2 years.
No. And I don't know how they do that. And like, or if you start, but I think that's kind of why it's like that with swimming. Like your times need to be accurate up to the date. Like they want you on the team the way that they see you swim. So they wouldn't really encourage people to commit earlier than that. Because like, what if something happens between a lot of things happen between sophomore and senior year? People commit junior year now, especially big schools. And I could totally see that, because a year off is not going to make a difference. But yeah, I definitely wanted to swim in college. Loved it. Was obsessed with it. Still then wasn't so obsessed with it in school, but still loved it. And then went for my 5th year and loved it all over again. And now I'm assistant. Sorry, hiccup. Now I'm assistant coaching. And that's amazing too. And I love that.
What are you assistant coaching for?
The Roberts swim team.
Really?
The team I swam for. I'm like a graduate assistant. So like I'm still in graduate school there. And so I get to like a stipend to work as like a work study kind of graduate student.
Sure.
And I work, like I go to all the practices. I'm basically like, I'm full-time with the team.
Yeah.
And I really just help out the head coach, because she's amazing. If you see this, I don't know if anyone's going to, any of these people are going to see this, but I'm just shouting them out because they know who they are.
They will.
But no, she's amazing. And she's a really good mentor, but also like really appreciates my perspective coming in, which I love when someone's like I don't have any experience, so there's no reason for you to trust me. I only have experience like actually doing the swimming part, but she really appreciates everyone coming in and bringing their own thing. Like if you have a certain style that you used to do on your old team, like let's try it out. And so that's really cool. And then I just help her with everything. And it's great work experience if I ever, like, for example, OT so flexible. I could be, like, there's many ways you could take this, but I could go part-time OT, work a couple days a week, and then work full-time as an assistant coach. And if I could make the schedules work and it wasn't like a crazy time commitment for coaching, because if you are at a huge school, that has to be your only job. Yeah. But if you're at like a smaller school, or you're like a second assistant, or really not so high up, you're kind of just doing it because you like it, and getting paid a little, you could do both and really mold it to how you want it. So I was like, this is great work experience. I want to still stay with swimming. I didn't want to swim with a team for a year.
Yeah.
Build all those close relationships and then just drop off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
So I still was like, I'm going to be here for 2 more years. Like, let me help out with the team. Like, I'll be here, I'll do stuff. And it's really fun. And I also think the team likes having a younger person too on staff.
Sure.
And she's young too, like, but having like a younger person who had the direct experience of swimming on that team, and it wasn't weird at all going into the transition, but I think it's because I came into the team kind of as the grandma.
Sure.
So I was already viewed as like a captain-ish type person. I was not captain. Never was on any team. Thank you. Actually, I don't know about high school. No, I wasn't. I was never the captain of any team.
Does that bum you out?
No. I would have loved it, but It's also a lot of responsibility of stuff you have to deal with that you don't feel like dealing with. So I'm good. It's more fun to be like a secondary captain of someone who people view as a leader, but you don't actually have any responsibilities. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, it's great. The team is awesome with me, like transitioning to being the graduate assistant coach. And they're great. And they're grateful too to have like someone with like elite club experience in the South, which is so different from the North. This is all getting into this whole swimming dynamic of things. But in the Northeast, swimming is not as big of a thing as it is down here. and people don't talk about it enough. Unless you're in the swim world, Georgia swimming is insane.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the Olympic trials this year, there were heats of people where half the heat in an A final at the trials was all kids from Georgia.
Wow.
4 people out of the 8, all Georgia swimmers, all people I saw growing up. So like crazy. It's crazy here. So the elite club level in Georgia is so different from any other area of the country's experience, except for like California. And then also bringing in a D1 experience to a D2 team. Like it's awesome. And making the workouts, like upgrading to where we're kind of pushing the team to be at a higher level. That's really cool. That's really cool because these kids are so motivated. Like when you swim D2, you don't get as much money. The offers aren't as huge, but these kids just really love swimming. And so that's amazing because they're just going to school because they want to go to college and they want to swim. And so that you see them change so much from high school. They drop so much time in college. They get so much faster. And as a coach, it's like you could change 1 or 2 things and make the practices a little harder. And these kids are just like soaring. Like they're amazing. And we're in this little tiny conference. So it's really fun because we win conference. We've won it 3 years in a row for the girls. So it's so fun to be on a team that wins. Like I love it. And it like, whatever, it's a caveat. It's a tiny swim conference. Yeah. There's like literally 4 teams, but it's so fun when you win conference and get a banner to hang in your pool.
Yeah.
Love it. Because the conference that Campbell was in, Campbell girls, no, that was a crazy conference. It was the most random schools. Liberty University was in it. The school with like 30,000 people and our school had 3, like it doesn't make any sense. The way it was like, listen to this. It was Campbell, Georgia Southern, Liberty, University of North Florida, Asheville. Like,
what? Very niche schools.
Very weird and all over the place. Yeah. So that conference was strange, but it was fun. But yeah, love a winning team is very fun. It's very fun. Like, sorry if that's shallow, but it's
not shallow.
It's so fun to coach people who get so much better and who really like swimming. They're just not doing it for any other reason. It's cool. So yeah.
I love all of that. So swimming, swimming is even after you're done with this next phase of your life, swimming in a perfect world, swimming is part of your life forever.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not like just like you did it in club, you did it in high school, you did it in college, and then boom, that's it.
No, but a lot of people want it to be like that. And I totally understand it. If you don't, I think I was just originally obsessed with it, like obsessed.
How long have you done it?
10.
Okay.
I swam since I was 5, but that was on a summer league team. So it was super casual in the summer and we were like babies. And then I joined a team, like the year-round club team I've been on here forever, Tidal Wave, shout out, join Tidal Wave.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Still going strong. It's even stronger now than when I was there.
Really?
So a little bit.
Every once in a while I see a little Tidal Wave bumper sticker and I'm like, hey.
I know. I saw, I don't know if there's as many of the older group kids right now just because of the way things kind of shook out, but I was literally looking up their schedule yesterday to see when we could come visit the coaches. Cause a lot of us are home this summer from my original class. We all happen to be here.
Yeah.
And they have girls now. There's a girl going to swim at Georgia Tech. She committed there. That's a insanely fast school. Really? I'm like, oh, this team is popping off. Yeah. These kids are crushing all of our top 10 times on the website, being crushed by these new kids.
Really?
Me and Riley and Cameron, we're still on there. We're at 6, 7, 8. We're at top 4 maybe. But it's crazy.
Are those 3 girls, you, Riley, and Cameron, is that what I keep on hearing about? What's that nickname? The bots.
The bots.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the bots. It's the Baddies of the South.
I know. I only know this because in the past few weeks,
it was invented when we were 15. This was actually 10 years ago.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Came up with
that's
name.
Weird.
But I don't remember who it was. It was either Riley or Allie. If they see this, y'all don't text me.
They definitely will.
If I'm making up lies right now. But it was one of them that somebody started saying bots or calling people bots. And then I think Riley came up with the nickname behind it, Baddies of the South. And I was like, at the time when you were 15, that was everything. That was fire. So we thought it was so funny. And then it was like this little girl group clique thing. It was a little cliquey, but I don't care. Because we're friends. Like, geez, let us be friends. So yeah, we came up with the name, and we still have the group chat, still running strong today. Mm-hmm. Also, the three of us are in it, and Allie's in it, and Abby Freeman. And that's the squad. There's 5
Why am I
of us.
blanking Allie? Who's Allie?
Allie Workman.
Okay.
She's from Calhoun.
Yeah.
And we have, but the bots, the original 5, have not gotten together in the same place in actual years.
You have that opportunity this summer, don't you?
We have 3 of us here. Okay. And Abby's here too. But Abby, if you're listening, you're always off the face of the earth. Girl, love you.
Abby Freeman?
She's always somewhere doing something.
Really?
She's always, you can't pin her down.
Really?
No way.
Just traveling, doing stuff?
We're always chatting online, but trying to get a plan to meet up with all of us never works because everyone's doing so many different things, and she works and she's a nurse. Yeah. And so she lives in a different part of town and like all this stuff. So we will get everyone together, but we're planning on going to visit like the team. So we'll get everyone together for that.
Yeah,
but
that'd be cool.
I think Allie right now she's far. She's in Florida. So,
oh, wow. Yeah. It'll be a little tougher for her.
Yeah. But the group still goes strong, and we still chat in it. And we made that it's a Snapchat group chat from 2015. It's crazy. Wow.
I don't even have Snapchat anymore.
No, I don't use it except for to talk to them.
Really?
Yes. It's crazy.
You're growing up.
And we don't even have a text group chat. Like, why don't we have a text?
It's just all Snapchat?
It's all Snapchat. I don't know why we have it converted over.
I mean, Snapchat at that time was like the thing.
I know.
Like when you were 15.
I know.
Like,
but like none of us post anymore. Like, you know, Cameron, like Riley will post on Snapchat. Cameron will occasionally put stuff on there. Abby and me are ghosts on the app, and we still only use that just to text each other, and we won't delete it because of that. So it's cute. It's kind of nostalgic. So you just keep it there.
The only reason I kept it for so long is because I had a couple group chats also, but with like, it was all family stuff.
Yeah.
And as of late, people are like, oh, did you hear about your cousin's this or that? And I'm like, I don't, because I don't have Snapchat anymore. And people are like, oh, you're missing out. And I'm like, am I? Mm-mm. But so there's like a small piece in the back of my mind lately that's like, join Snapchat again.
Don't
but like,
do it.
I didn't even just like deleted the app. I deleted the whole account. So all my history, everything's gone.
Yeah. No way. Don't start fresh now.
No,
that'd be weird.
That'd be weird.
Just stand your ground.
You can't.
If you don't want to be a part of an app, you can be one of those annoying old people who's like, I don't do Be Real. Like, it's for babies.
Do you have a Be Real?
I used to, but then I just I did it when it was hopping, and now I don't know if it's a thing.
I feel
anymore.
Like it kind of came and went.
It faded.
Yeah.
Some of the apps you can tell when they're going to stick around and when they're not going to, and I don't join the ones that not out of being old and annoying, but if I know they aren't going to stick around. Yeah. Like, there's that one. You won't even know this. There was another one that came out after Be Real that was like where you post random photos throughout the day. And they put like a cool filter on them.
I feel like I downloaded it, but deleted it immediately.
It's like white, has a white background. Yeah. I don't know, but don't remember the name. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not joining stuff like that because I know it doesn't have the lasting power. No. It's not that I'm being annoying.
Which is kind of crazy to think about that. Like, I don't see maybe this might be bold, but in our lifetime, I don't see Instagram going away.
No.
Like, I feel like it's just like be a
Facebook.
Forever.
Facebook is forever.
Yeah.
Facebook is forever. Instagram is forever. Twitter will fade, but it'll be sort of a cult following on Twitter.
Do you have a Twitter?
Yeah.
That's another one. I got off of it because I was like,
it's privated. I don't really do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do anything on my Twitter. I look at stuff, but it's just like funny stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like definitely, fan groups will connect on there and whatever, like how Tumblr will never die because Tumblr is very fan heavy.
Yeah.
But it's not for the masses.
Yeah.
And I think TikTok will go away only to be replaced by something exactly the same.
Correct. Like Vine went away.
Short form video will always be there.
Yes.
Always, always. But maybe it'll get even shorter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. TikTok has lasted so much longer than I thought it would. Though.
I thought so too. And there's
I
all been
in the early days. I don't know if you were there in the
when it was Musically.
Days. It was when it had first changed Musically to TikTok. I didn't have Musically. I had Vine and then took a nice break.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it was like Musically is becoming TikTok, I was like, boom, join TikTok. There was no one on there. And that's when like Brittany Broski got famous, like that first year of TikTok.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So all of this And then the people who I followed that were like funny people on Vine just moved over to TikTok. So that's why.
Yeah.
But it won't stay forever, but it will be replaced by something exactly similar. But TikTok is also like freaking me out because it's like this weird AI generated crazy.
There's a lot of weird stuff on there right now.
It's a lot of promotional stuff and a lot of influencing and a lot of like TikTok shop and live streams where you send people money. And like, I'm just like, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh, we're in the bad place, but it's fine. Love TikTok.
Yeah.
Love TikTok. And I thought I was never going to cave, but I did get something from TikTok shop.
Oh, I've gotten a few things.
Hate myself.
Yeah, me too. Because you know what? I've not used the thing once. I got this cool...
I am going to use it. I brought clothing, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they had a really good discount on there. When you buy something for the first time, it's like 25% off. So
you know
I had
what?
to get it. That's a good deal.
It is a good deal. And you know what? Now that you say it like that, like I feel like almost every other video is somebody saying, oh, you can get this shirt for as low price as a hamburger.
In the past week that it has.
That's all my feed
started being like that. It's not just people. I like the videos where people just talk about their life or like a day in my life or, you know, it's just like real stuff or just funny stuff. I love stupid, crazy.
You'd be good at this.
Crazy edits.
You'd be good at this.
Oh.
You'd be good at this.
I just talk a lot.
No, but that's great. I mean, I talk a lot.
Yeah.
People are like, Logan, shut up. Like as a kid, I was always the last one done eating. Logan, shut up and eat. But
if you hate my personality, you're going to hate this show because it's all me.
Call it the Amanda Show. Hopefully that's not trademarked by anything.
Yeah, no, I literally should. Is it still trademarked though? Because it was so long ago. I could just steal it again. I'm sure someone's already stolen it. Everything's already been done. It's like, how do you get famous? How are you trying to get traction in the podcast space?
It's so fucking hard.
It's so hard. I was thinking about that. I was like, you could start one and things now, but you have to have like the people who start later on have a following already and then they just convert it to podcast.
Correct.
And then it picks up from people who don't know them from TikTok or Instagram.
Right. Like the first name that comes to mind, I don't know why, but like Logan Paul, like funny on Vine, funny on TikTok. He was like, oh, I'll start a podcast. Yeah. And then he's got that energy drink that everyone likes. I forget. Prime. I mean,
I've never had it.
And then it's disgusting.
Never.
Have you? Mm-mm. Are you a Prime girl?
No, I really haven't. Not for any reason. I just have never tried it.
I had it once and I was like, this isn't for me.
There's drinks out there. Like
there is.
But it's a good market to get into.
I mean, like these people, they go, okay, so I've got all this stuff. Let's advertise it on a podcast and have fun while doing it. And then they're uber successful.
Yeah.
But like for the people like myself and others that start out and they're like, I'm just trying to build something from the ground up. It's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 years and 370 something episodes.
Yeah.
And it's just now getting the point where people are asking me if they can be on.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
And I love that. But
it's literally
it's so hard.
Yeah.
Years of work.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, like with the editing thing, like it's a lot more work than people think. I don't do a ton of editing. The only time I ever do editing is if one of us says something like really fucked up. And like, I'm like, we probably shouldn't have that out there.
Right.
Because I don't want either one of us to get in trouble or something. But because, you know, people have criticized me in the past for saying things, this and that. But I don't care because if you're not getting yelled at, you're doing something wrong in my head.
You have to become uncancelable.
Yeah.
And that's a theory that I have in my life. Like, don't say anything insane or actually totally morally evil and wrong.
Right.
And you know the difference between that and just saying something controversial that's silly and like, or just like something you think like other people will agree with you. But like, you have to just like not. You have to understand what is over that line. You have to roll with the punches and be like, I stand by what I said. Yeah. Like, don't take it back. Yeah. I'm not going to publicly apologize for, I mean, I did make the mistake of, I said something years ago. It was very early on, but I made some joke and people attacked me and called me a misogynist or something. And I was like, guys, I think the next episode, I was like, I'm not a misogynist. I don't think that way. I made a joke. Yeah. It didn't land. But that's what I'm saying. And that's comedy. And that's why like people get mad at cancel culture. And even I do, even though I have like a more like, I'm not even going to talk about. Are you politics. A cancel culture person? I'm a hater, but I'm not even going to get into politics because all this stuff sucks. Yeah. And if you make me choose anything, I'd rather just choose nothing and die. But the point is that I understand we need to stop being annoying and canceling people unless you do something crazy,
Right.
which like if you've seen what's happening with like Cody Ko right now.
So I saw a TikTok on it last night actually, and I was like, oh, I need to research that, and I never did. So
but that's cancel worthy to me.
So he slept with an underage girl?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was like 25.
Okay. Yeah,
She was
that's tough.
17.
That's tough.
17 is it's
Not
still
legal.
17.
It's 7.
So, and you know that at 17, don't be dumb.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, absolutely. But anything that's similar to that, absolutely. Anything other than that, like, it's not that deep, I swear.
If you've done something with someone underage, or if you've murdered somebody, you probably should be canceled. But everything in between that's kind of gray.
And then just like, being an absolutely terrible person and like being actually racist and actually like
if you were an outspoken racist, you shouldn't go anywhere.
Oh my God. Have you heard of, I don't even want to call out their names because the dogs are going to come for me.
Really?
There's a couple on TikTok. I won't say their names.
Oh, I don't know.
They're a gay couple on TikTok if you want to segue into that topic.
I do.
But they are 2 girls, and if you know, you know, and one of them has insane tweets of using
the N-word,
horrible slurs.
Yeah.
All of them.
Like old tweets or recent?
Nah, a little bit old, but old enough to know that you shouldn't be tweeting that and blasting it on live. They're the craziest tweets ever. They're aggressive.
I need you to send them to me after this.
Insane. I will send you the videos because I'm sure you've
I need to see them.
probably seen
Maybe.
And there was a whole thing about it, and those people still have a platform, and they live in Georgia.
Do they really?
They live close to here. They live close to here.
Do they really? Do you know them?
No, they live in like some kind of closer to the city-ish, like townhomes, like kind of like that.
Damn, so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to find out who this is afterwards.
But they're huge, and they had a huge fan base, and they lost a good portion of it.
Sure.
But all these people kept sticking with them, being like, she was young, she was whatever. She was 16. You know at 16 that's not okay.
Yeah,
I don't care where you were raised or who told you what. They are aggressive social media
I can't wait to
posts
see it.
from old Twitters, and there's hundreds. And so it's crazy. But that's a type of thing, like you actually fully deserve to lose all of your following for that. They're insane when you see them. They're insane.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them.
And it's more of the thing of like, if that's what you're okay with posting on Twitter, what are you saying in real life?
Right.
10 times worse.
In private.
People that knew you around that time know how bad it was. And you should feel bad.
So I want to, now that you're hot and going at it. So I want to ask you, so you are gay.
Yes. Hey.
And you are open about it, and you are out and about it.
Yes.
Out and about.
I'm a lesbian. Yes.
You are a lesbian.
Always been, always will be.
So with that said right there, what you just said, you said always have been. Have you? And but did you know it? Or were you, I hate to use this term because it's so cliche and kind of disrespectful, but were you in the closet for such a long time?
Oh, it's not disrespectful. That's totally,
Oh, okay,
that's
good.
Real.
I felt like that was kind of
just
disrespectful.
Like a euphemism. It's just like a metaphor of,
Yeah.
But everyone was, especially like people I went to high school with that we all, the second we left high school, gay.
Really?
Yes.
All of you?
Because we all were originally, but no one was ever out. There was no one out. It was like, and this isn't even that long ago. It's so different now. It's still weird now, and it's still weird in the South. And people are okay with it. People are accepting. But there's a difference between being accepting and excited about it. And I want you to hear that. A lot of people are fine with it, but they don't really love it. So that's what it's like. It's still like that. And that's my lived experience. And if you get mad at, if you think that I think I'm telling you you're not that excited about it, then you're upset for a reason because that you feel attacked. But the point is, I started high school in 2014, graduated in 2018.
I graduated in 2014.
Yeah. I mean, but you're only 4 years older than me. That's nothing. Now that we're in our 20s, it's nothing.
Yeah,
I'm 24. I'm like, I feel old.
Yeah.
I'm not. But like even in 2014 to 2018, it was not okay. It was not normal. It was not chill. People were being made fun of for being gay fully, outright. That's why no one was out. There was maybe one person, but no girls. There was like maybe a guy. I can't even remember or recall it now. But if you know, you know. And in a high school, everyone knew, like straight people and everyone goes right over everyone's heads, especially if you're like more, if you're not like as masculine, if you're a little more feminine, like whatever, it just goes over everyone's heads. But you get attracted to a group of people because you all have something in common, and then you don't realize it until years later down the line that you all turned out to be gay. And that's how it was.
So I'm curious, I have so many like miscellaneous.
The second you move out of your family home, that's why, in the South. And it's not if your family is like evil, because sometimes they are. Mine wasn't, but like you have to go and like experience life and have a little bit of freedom to be like, okay, this is for sure for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is, you know.
Were you at a point where you were curious, like if it was for sure for you? Or when
it was. I was just convincing it was 100% since I was 10 years old.
Really?
But it wasn't like I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Probably not. I like boys. No, I did not. I never did. It was all a lie. It was all a scam. It was all fake. But I thought it was real. And I convinced myself it was real. Like I really thought. I really did. But I had a friend in high school. Shout out. You know who you are. She just got married to her girlfriend this past weekend in New York City.
Congratulations.
The pictures are so good. But that's what I'm saying. We were friends in high school, very good friends for like the last like year and a half of high school. And she was a year younger than me in school. We had a random elective together, astronomy.
Nice.
In astronomy, we were just like, we just became friends because we just had like same vibe. And she'd be like, you're so gay. And I'd be like, no, I'm literally not. Like, do you see me? I'm preppy. I'm feminine. Like, I am not. And she'd be like, well, you are. And I'd be like, but I never thought the other way around that she was. And I was not shocked at all when she like posted with her girlfriend. But when she came out, I was like, wait, she was telling me that because she was too? That's crazy. That's why we were such good friends, but you never realized it.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Then we both went to college and literally had like girlfriends in like 2 years, like a year or two after. So
what was that like from your family perspective? Was that, was there an actual like stereotypical like moment where you went to your parents and you were like, this is real?
Yeah.
Like I am gay.
Yeah. You have to.
And was that difficult?
You don't have to. Nowadays, people just do whatever.
Yeah.
Which I love. And it should be like that. And it should just be like, I'm bringing someone home and and then it happens to be a girl and everyone's like, sure. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people aren't like, but it still is like coming out is still a thing and it's the worst thing ever.
It is. Was it really hard?
It's no, not like that. It was hard. It's just scary.
Yeah.
And it makes you nervous. I was blessed that I did it when I was quarantined for COVID, actually. Okay. When I was away at school, which I highly recommend being away, not being in the house, which is why people wait until they graduate high school, go off to college, and then just because, not because it's bad, but because it's awkward for a little bit. And it's also like, I don't think it needs to be this way, but it makes it easier. I have told people this. They ask me about like coming out and stuff. I think it's easier to have someone to come out with if you're dating someone. Like for me, I was like, I was gay way before that.
Yeah.
And I was fine. And life was good and whatever. But I was like, when I'm in a serious relationship, then I'll tell people. So like this was 2020. I was gay since 2010. So you know what I mean? And it wasn't like this huge secret or whatever. It was just like, I don't really have anyone to like for it to matter. And that sounds bad. It does matter the whole time. And you can come out with no one. But then I got into a serious relationship with my girlfriend who I'm still dating now. So this was in 2020, 4 years. And then like a month or two after that relationship started, then I just called my parents and told them. And I called my mom and told her. And I was quarantined for COVID. And she just was like, okay, sure, great. But I knew that they would be shocked. And so I think it was actually good to like, it gave them time to process. Because it is, you have to understand what your parents go through too. If they're not being evil and whatever, that's inexcusable. And mine were never evil. But you have to understand it's a huge shock for them, for you to, their perspective on you changes. But the other part about that is denial. Like, are you dead serious that I was 20 years old, never had a boyfriend? Did you not think anything of it? Did you not think? Like, if you're shocked at that point, you got to read the room, honey. But I think they knew.
You think so?
I think they did. I think they were in denial themselves. They had the inkling in the back of their mind, yeah, she might be gay. She might like girls, whatever. But I was always like, no. Like, I was denying it too. And it wasn't like this thing that was always talked about. It would just like come up occasionally and be like, no, like I'm not. But I knew they'd be like chill with it and whatever. But it does give them time to process when you call and you're away from home and they have time to like sit on it and think about it.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, you introduce them to the person.
Yeah.
And it just goes really
It's like a nice gradual.
Because they like get used to the idea of like you like being with a girl or you being with a guy. And they kind of can like tell other people as they wish, which that's not something I cared about. You can tell whoever you want. I don't care. I was like, you can call grandpa and tell him, you can call my extended family. You can tell all your parent friends. I don't care because they're going to find out anyways. And I don't care. So that's also the other thing. I hate constantly coming out to people. It's so annoying.
Do you have to do it often?
All the time. And they're always like, oh my gosh, really? And I'm like, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. To me, it's obvious. To other people, it's not obvious. But to me, I think it's very obvious. So I'm annoyed when people are shocked, but it's fine because you can't, they're not used to it. No one's used to it. Still today, the online spaces I'm in, everyone's gay. The friend groups I have, everyone's gay. Everyone is everything. And that's just life. And it's amazing and awesome. And it's so completely normal. Like if you're straight, it's weird. But you have to remember in the normal people spaces, and especially in Southern conservative Georgia, it's not normal. It's not normal at all. All the people here are straight. Everyone's in heterosexual relationships. Everyone. So you have to be always coming out, and then they're never expecting that as the answer. Yeah. That's why it's shocking.
Do you think?
Especially if you're not masculine looking. If you are, then people get it. They get the vibes. You don't need to say anything, but you can.
Do you think that you're masculine looking?
No.
I was going to say, I don't think you would.
No, that's why it's shocking. But it's also like, it's not shocking because it's like my personality is also very telling.
You think so?
Yes.
When I was told, I forget who told me. I think I might have just figured it out on social media when you posted a picture here and there.
I don't care who told anybody. Y'all can keep telling people, tell the whole country.
I forget who told me.
I don't want to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's not that I don't care people. Yeah. I'm like, I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy. Yeah. It's annoying being
makes you just want to like,
being like, I'm gay, I'm a girlfriend. And then they're like, oh, wow, really? And I'm like, ugh, give me a break.
Like, oh, what's that like?
Yeah.
And no, I live life like you, bro.
I don't care if people ask, like, what's that like? If it's genuine and you're nice and whatever. But the act of just doing it all the time and just waiting for the reactions of people is annoying. And it feels like you're doing it all over again. And then I had an experience last week that was interesting because something I think is interesting is to figure out the true colors of people. And so I don't say anything about myself when I'm working, for example. If people don't ask, like, I'm not going to tell you that I'm gay or whatever. And so somebody that I was working with, like, not someone in the company, just like a person that was around, just like, and I had been working with them for like a couple weeks, and they kind of made a comment about like something about how the rainbow colors are like, they mean something different now. I was like, oh, I love that colorful thing. They're like, yeah, rainbow colors mean something different now. And I was like, you have no idea who you're next to right now. I am the ultimate gay. I'm the biggest gay there is.
Really?
Yes. I was like, you have no clue who oh, and you love me. You're going to be shocked. I'm never going to tell her. Never. You can find out on your own and you're going to be shocked. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, people love you and then they learn something terrible about you. Not terrible.
Well, I was going to say, don't say that.
They love you. They learn something different about you that changes their perspective on you. And now they hate you. Interesting. Very interesting. So I hear comments like that sometimes because I don't come right out with it because I want to see how you treat people and how you like act without things. And then a couple weeks or months into knowing you, if it's a new like kind of working relationship or something like that, I'll kind of let that loose. And then they'll be like, oh, interesting. And it's like, you better hope you didn't slip up in this time period because I'm judging you based on your character. I am. Don't say anything crazy around me. But they don't know anything differently about me. They think I'm just some normal girl.
Because you don't wear it on your shirt.
No, they just think I'm some normal girl. So I let them like show their character. And if I get a vibe of like, they're not going to take this well, or I also don't really care how people take it because you can say whatever you want to me. I have enough confidence to wear whatever. But like, I'm not going to be friends with you or close with you if I like notice that something's off because I didn't say anything and you thought you were in like this safe space where you could say crazy stuff. I'm watching.
Sounds like you're throwing a lot of shade right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not. And that rarely ever happens. People don't say crazy things. I work with elderly people, and no one says anything crazy like that.
Well, you know,
which I was shocked. I thought people would. I also thought people would ask a lot more, being like, "Are you dating anyone?" And or people, if they say like, "You have a boyfriend," they're like an older person. I go, "No, I don't have one."
There you go.
Like, and it's not because I don't want to.
I was gonna say you shouldn't have to feel like you have to mask it. Though.
No, it's not that I'm feeling ashamed.
Yeah,
I really don't want to hear your opinions on it. I don't want to hear your lecture. Right. I don't want to get your reaction, and I don't want you to think I'm some kind of different person for how I am. The nature of the job, especially now, is working with people with like their daily activities. So they come from the hospital. They have to like relearn. If they've had like a stroke or something, they have to relearn how to like dress themselves with like one paralyzed arm.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. Like, or like someone has an amputee and they have to learn how to like shower again, like how to get in the shower, how to take whatever. And I'm just like, that doesn't change anything, like who I'm with and who I like. And so if somebody learns that about me and they think it changes something, that will irk me. So I just leave it alone because it's going to make me mad that you change your opinion on me.
When you started being more public about it, was there ever, especially you coming from a swimming background?
Yeah.
Was there ever anybody that confronted you about it?
I got a story for you.
Please.
Do you want to know, not a story, but do you know something that's so funny? Like you would never expect it. The swimming world is so gay. Everyone's gay. I'm not kidding. And not like everyone, but a weirdly huge percentage of women swimming is all lesbians.
Really?
Or bisexuals, all of them.
So you're not bisexual, you're straight gay.
Oh yes, straight gay.
Straight gay?
Yes. Yeah, and at one point I did think I was bi, but it's not for me.
So just now I'm asking all these questions just purely straight curiosity.
No, I don't care. But it's so interesting. The swimming world is very gay and you also don't realize it. It's kind of the other thing that people are a little weird about locker rooms and people are a little whatever. And I'm like, hello, I'm not trying to sleep with any of you. That's a big compliment to yourselves. I'm not into you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to date another swimmer. I was never into that. And I was like, this is not going to be weird. And if you feel weirded out by this, because we're in conservative Georgia, North Carolina, wherever, you need to get a grip because I don't want you.
Well, I'm thinking of it.
I'm not looking. I swear on like.
Like, did any of your friends confront you about that? Like, was there ever a point that we were like younger and you were just like looking at us and you were like thinking like, you know, just the way that old people think about gay people, like, well, when you were in the locker room, you were looking at them because you wanted them.
Oh
like,
my God.
That's the old person conservative.
This is such an interesting story. There was a situation where
out them.
I don't know who said it though. It was a relayed message to me. At some point, a team that I was on, there was stuff going on, some social, political things going on. Somebody called in complaints to our coach, a team person's family member called in complaints to our coach about us sort of being proactive about it and being what they thought was a little bit too liberal on it. Don't care. But also, if you know what I'm talking about, that was crazy. It was a crazy time. Everyone was being crazy.
Was it tidal wave?
No, it was 2020. It was the crazy time when everyone was very socially divided and active. So anywho, like, and you know, teams were posting in support, companies were posting in support. And now it's like, I don't think we need to do all that, but like, it is good to know that people are like anti-racist and like, I think that's good. I don't think we need to uphold companies and teams to like a moral standard of you have to be perfect and uncancelable because you're Jergens lotion. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, it's a clothing brand. I don't care what Target has to say. You know what I mean? Like, it's a company, a business of people. Like,
right.
but it's a business where they just sell clothes. I'm like, I don't care.
I've always wanted to ask that. So I have a friend, a coworker or a friend who is also gay and very out and open about it. And one day we were working together and I was like, can I ask you what you think of Pride Month? He's like, I hate Pride Month.
I love Pride Month.
Well, I mean, he loves it because he loves
the parties are so fun and the parades are so fun. In Georgia, they do it in October. So I never got to go to a Georgia one because I was always away at school. And now that I'm home, I missed the one in Rochester because they do it in July, ? They did it yesterday, but it was I saw all my friends posting and I was like, I wish I was there. But so fun.
He said that he hates that for a whole month, all these, like you just said, like Target and all these companies, every company. And it makes
all these conservatives mad. Like they get so mad about all this rainbow stuff, all this. And I'm like, you know what? I agree. Just leave the rainbow. I like rainbows on things and cute colors and whatever, but I don't think we need to I like having the month, but Target selling those ugly shirts is not doing anything for LGBTQ rights. I'm telling you. But I do like when there's fun, colorful touches, or I like that there's a little bit of community awareness just for companies and people to be like, hey, we like this thing. And then it kind of just the rest of the year goes on as normal, but it's just hey, by the way, this is a safe place for you. This is a place where we support everyone. I like that. And I like when people do that, but I don't think people need to be going all crazy about it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, when Target sells those ugly shirts, it's not doing anything for anyone. They're just ugly shirts. So.
Wow. And that's what I've got to say about
that. They're just ugly shirts. But yeah, some of the stuff big companies do is cringy. But I do like Pride Month, and I think it's important because you think it's not as big of a deal now, and then you have an experience last week that is we still need Pride Month.
Have you ever had
these people are hateful?
Have you ever had to? I don't want to say disappoint. Have you ever had to disappoint a dude at a bar and he's just like, let's do something, and you're like, yeah, I'm gay.
And I love it.
And what do they say?
I love it. No, guys, as a general blanket statement, love lesbians.
Duh.
Because
absolutely.
Because it's we can relate.
Oh. I've never thought about it like that.
So having guy friends and then being gay, if they're cool and chill and open, they love having gay friends. Guys think it's just so fun. And also because we're both just kind of chill and I don't know, just cool guys are really open to it because it's we're on the same vibe. We get it.
I went out with a friend years and years and years ago when I was single, and my friend is friends with all gay dudes. And I have never had more fun in my life at the bars. Just the ultimate hype men, the ultimate wing men. Just they complimented me.
Bestie. I have one. Shout out. You
know anybody. I've never been complimented more and gassed up by a group of people more than when I went out with those guys.
There's so much.
It was
love.
so much fun.
There's so much love.
It was so much fun.
That's why I hate the hate, because there's so much love. It's all really just love. People are not mean. People are not evil. People are not trying to do terrible things. They're not trying to groom your kids. They're not trying to be pedos or anything. That's not normal people. Those are crazy, weird people. If you ever hear stuff like that, that's not normal. Everyone is so full of love and happiness and forgiving because they've had hard lives where they had to grow up and deal with this thing. So they're very happy and nice people. Anyways, let me continue this story about this time period. Crazy. Hilarious. Another one of those situations. Do you know who you're talking to? Love it. That's my favorite thing that happens in the world because I sit there and I'm like, he, you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
So a family member called in to our coach and was asking all these questions, these really pressing, irritating questions. If this happened, would you do this? Trying to see oh, this
trying to bait them or something.
This team's turning too liberal for me. If you did this, you would do this. Nah. So then our coach decides to pick some leaders from the team and show them, what's it called? Yeah, pick some good team, kind of spokespeople, not captains or anything, but just people who kind of have a good consensus of the team pretty well. What would they think about this? So he calls me and one of my friends, you know who you are, who are both gay, gay and bisexual, me gay, her bisexual. calls us on the phone. Also called separately another bisexual teammate. She knows who she is. But anywho, called us and asked us the questions that the parent asked. And one of them was like, if someone was bisexual in the women's locker room, what would you do? And we were on the phone being like, in front of our coach, we were like, we like wouldn't really mind because we're, pretty accepting and, it's, just the world we live in. And like, we love all people and we would love our teammates regardless. We get off the phone call, busting out laughing.
Yeah. We
FaceTime each other separately and are scream crying, being like, does he know who he's talking to? Like, I'm resident gay. And it was hilarious. Like him, and it wasn't him at all because he literally doesn't care. He's actually super nice, chill, supportive, everything about it. But he was relaying the questions from the parents. And it's like, how did you pick the people you should have picked different people. How'd you pick the people to ask these questions to? Because they were crazy. Like one of the questions was literally, if someone's bisexual in the locker room, like, what would you do? Because that's not okay. That's what the parent said. And he told us that. And I was like, yeah, well, we wouldn't really care because we are so accepting. Hello. And then the thing that's awkward is like that happened in the summer. Later that year, I came out and was dating my girlfriend. And then, what's it called? Then there was a situation where like she was exposed to COVID. So I had to tell my coach because in case I had to go to practice, like I couldn't get everyone sick. So I was like, hey, I've been like exposed to COVID because like I'm dating someone on the women's soccer team. A girl on the women's soccer team. And he was probably, I don't know, like a white sheet to the face. Probably when I said that, because he realized a mere 3 months ago, he called me up and asked me those questions about if there was bisexuals in the locker rooms.
Oh my
You know
God.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So he probably was like, when I said, oh yeah, like he was probably like, oh my God, what did I do? So that gives me
like, holy fuck.
Some good closure. Because I was like, you better learn. I'm telling you, you need to learn how to talk around people and to like, people are crazy, but I love it. So that was hilarious. It wasn't like bad. I was not offended by it at all. I thought it was funny that a parent would call in and ask those questions and then they would ask all the gay people on the team what they thought, even though none of us were out and he didn't know we were gay.
Oh my God.
He just called us up because we were good team members.
Oh my God.
Anywho.
Thank you for being open about all that.
Yeah, I don't care.
I just appreciate it.
Love it.
So there comes a point, Amanda, in every interview I do where I ask every interviewee the same 10 or so questions.
Okay.
And it kind of just brings it back to, no matter who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
They can all give an answer. These are everyday questions. These are first date questions.
Okay.
These are probably questions.
Do you want me to go like rapid fire, short?
Whatever you want.
Okay, because I'm not going to drone.
If we need to discuss, we can discuss.
Okay.
But if they're rapid fire, they're rapid fire.
Sounds good.
Number 1, favorite movie.
Oh, Jesus. I can't pick. I love movies. I love going to the movies and I love seeing movies. So
I love that.
Ooh, anything with Miles Teller in it.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with Miles Teller. I'm a lesbian. I love Miles Teller.
Do you hate, going back real quick, I just had another random ass question. Do you hate that, because a lot of older folk, if and when you tell them or they find out that you're gay, they just assume all of you is gay. So they'd be like, oh, is your favorite movie Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, I can literally love
I'm just a normal person.
I'm a normal person. I'm just
dating someone.
I just like women. I mean? Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Stupid.
It's so stupid. I'm obsessed with Miles Teller. Footloose, Footloose with Miles Teller in it, the 2011 Footloose. I don't think it's my favorite of all time. I'm obsessed with that though. I love it. And like Julianne Hough, hot. Hot. So that movie is good. Miles Teller, love everything he's done, his whole discography.
I love that. What was your first job?
Being a lifeguard or being a swim instructor. It's all swimming related.
Yeah.
I've been a lifeguard forever, still lifeguarding and swimming, teaching private like little kids to swim.
What is your dream job?
I don't know. I've been thinking about owning a business for OT. So my own business where I do aquatic therapy.
That's awesome.
So I think eventually I'll do that. I'm not going to do it right away, but I'm doing it for my senior thesis in my doctor program. So
amazing.
Yeah.
What is your coffee order?
Ooh, It really depends on the day. But I generally stick to like cold brews, or I can't do nitros because it's too much, and I'm already like hyperactive, ADHD a little bit too much. So, I stick to cold brews, and I'd get like a medium. My favorite thing ever is the pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks, and it's coming out in like August, only because the pumpkin on top and then the cold brew on the bottom, it like melts into it, and it's crazy. It's the best thing ever made. Pumpkin cream cold brew.
Hell yeah. Do you have any allergies?
None. And I'm proud of that.
Hell yeah.
I have 20/20 vision, no allergies.
What's it like being perfect?
And my hair grows really fast, so it feels good. Life is good. Just kidding. It's not like being perfect at all. But like I was like, okay, evolutionarily speaking, I would pretty much survive pretty well in the wild.
Yeah, you would. Absolutely.
Like if we were cavemen, I've got good vision.
Yeah.
No allergies. Like you can't take me out.
Yeah.
It has to be poison. Has to be murdered.
Yeah. Murder. Yeah.
Do you have any?
Oh, so many.
You have a ton of allergies?
Oh God, I'd be dead.
Oh geez.
I'd be
How's your vision?
Horrible.
Oh yeah.
I'm like Griffin. My eyes are trash.
Griffins are terrible. I remember that. God, he's blind as bat.
Yeah, I'm just as bad, if not worse.
Oh geez. Yeah, no, I love
dude, if the world ended tomorrow and
Yeah.
I couldn't update my prescriptions, I'd be so fucked. If I took my contacts out now, I could see it. I just really shouldn't drive anywhere. I can. I've done it before. I shouldn't.
That's scary. Can you get LASIK?
I can, but the only thing I'm worried about is my eyesight is so fucked that I would be afraid to have to like wear like readers even after getting LASIK.
Like unrelated, but my dad got LASIK and he's obsessed with it.
It
was the best thing he ever did.
I'm
And
jealous.
he says that. He did it like 9 years ago. It was the best thing.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Talk about a privilege. Talk about how privileged you are to be able to wake up and not see and have to not have to, dude, back when this is so stupid.
I can't imagine not seeing. Why don't your eyes work? Can we like do some research? This is the stupidest thing I've ever said because I literally work in healthcare, but why don't your eyes work?
I don't know. Dude, last time I went.
I know astigmatism is because they're shaped differently.
Yes.
And I get that. That makes sense to me. But being nearsighted and farsighted is crazy.
Makes no sense. Last time I went to the eye doctor, we were doing the whole, read the thing. And he was like, so I got something to tell you. And I was like, lay it on me. And I've known this for years, but he put it explicitly. He was like, your left eye, so this eye right here, he was like, it's purely just there. It doesn't do anything. He was like, your brain, for some reason, prioritizes everything out of your right eye. So my right eye is fucking powerful, but my left eye is just for show, he said.
Nothing.
He was like, it does nothing. Basically, he was like, it does
nothing.
nothing for you.
Oh my God.
I was like, damn. I mean, I've known this because whenever I do this, it's so hard. But when I do this, I could read anything.
Yeah.
But when I do this, oh God, vision is horrible. Horrible. I could wear an eye patch and I would be just as fine as if I didn't.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. It's just there. Later on in my life,
Are your parents' vision terrible?
No.
Damn.
I definitely can see later on in life this eye just starting to like wander because it literally doesn't do anything.
I love lazy eyes. I think they're so fun. I love them.
Rank these 3 dips. Okay. Salsa, guac, and queso.
Queso 1. Salsa guac. I love them all.
That's the right answer.
But I like a medium salsa, not too hot, but actually spicy, not a stupid medium.
Not like just like a cheese dip.
No, and I like a pico where it has a ton of like big tomatoes in it. That's the best. Ugh. And then guac, I like really fresh with a lot of lime. Yeah, like a ton. Yeah. But I love all of them, and I will interchange them all like whenever.
Hell yeah.
I love all foods. I'm also proud of not being picky. I'll basically eat anything.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Spotify or Apple?
Spotify, duh. Sorry.
Okay. This just shows my comfort with you. Yeah. But and I want to know your opinion on this too. I forgot to ask. I almost said gay. How do you feel when people say that about things? Well, I was like, that's gay.
Yeah. Well, it's funny and ironic if you're like a nice, normal person who doesn't care. If you're doing it hatefully, it's not funny.
Right.
And if you're being like, that shirt is so ugly, it's gay. And it's like, okay, you're actually being hateful and you think being gay is embarrassing. So there you go.
Right.
But if you say it as like a joke, because you know that I am, and everyone's cool with it and whatever, it's hilarious.
Like if you like came dressed in like
one of my gay friends comes out wearing something and I go, you literally look so gay. It's disgusting. But it's hilarious because they are, and we get that.
But like if you walked in here with a literal pink phone case and I was like, what are you, gay? You'd think it's
yeah.
You think it's funny because I'm not doing it to be disrespectful.
Well, and there's a tone when you say that. True. You're like, oh, so gay, Spotify, ha. And that's
Yeah. Okay.
Apple Music.
Because like, I mean, when I
and not in the good way, it's gay.
I mean, things were probably different for you. Maybe they weren't, but because we're just a few years younger, you're just a few years apart.
Yeah, we're not that far.
No, I keep forgetting that. But
is it maybe really it's only 4 years? Are you 28?
28.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I feels like I've known you since you were a little kid.
Because when we were in high school, you were like already out of high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
either way, when I was in middle school and high school, everyone just sup.
Yes.
Bleep.
Yes.
And
yes.
Bleep that out.
Have changed very quickly, but it's still very much a thing.
Really?
Yes.
Absolutely. I have not heard that word in public in a long time.
People say it all the time.
Really?
Yes. High school kids, immature little baby kids.
And what's crazy is I never said it to be disrespectful towards any group of people. It was just said.
Yeah.
It was just said.
And sometimes I do understand the context of not knowing how bad something is when you're that young.
Yeah.
There's some things that you do absolutely know how bad they are. And I'm talking about those crazy tweets.
You'll have to send me links later.
Those crazy tweets. And they live here. Anyways.
You get, so I'm handing over a ticket and a clipboard to you to organize a music festival. And you are picking your top artists to be the headliners.
Okay.
You get 3 artists. Who are those artists?
I change them all the time. It's all going to be, I love literally every type of music. Yeah. And I appreciate music for what it is. I love country. I love pop. I love rap. I love everything. Yeah. In all different people like all those music tastes, and I will get, but my heart's calling is, if you know, do you know hyper pop? Like EDM pop. Yeah. So it's like that. It's not EDM. It's not dubstep. It's not oons. That's the only thing. I really do appreciate those songs, but I like when the lyricism is woven into it. So Charlie XCX, if you've heard of Brat. Yeah,
absolutely.
That song is going viral. I am annoying about this, and I'm annoying about a lot of things. This is my most annoying thing. When I discover someone first or know something first, because I keep up with the girls before they are famous, because I keep up with the pop girls and the EDM girls and the whatever. So I was a Charlie XCX fan since way back in the day. Sabrina Carpenter's blowing up now.
She is.
I was a fan of her on Disney Channel when I was 8.
I did not even know she was on Disney Channel.
And she made music under Disney, and I know all of it. So anyways, the point is, I'm not gatekeeping anyone, but I am better than people who just now discover people. Chappell Roan, I don't know if you've heard her blow up. It's a small sect of the internet, but she has gone viral. And if you know, all the girls know. But I was actually put onto her, but I was put onto her by a friend a year out from her being famous, like all the way last year. So my people are Charlie XCX. She's number 1, new album. And then I'm probably putting Chappell because she's an 80s synth pop, like 80s alternative synth is her inspiration. And she really sounds like Blondie and Courtney Love and whatever. So she is an amazing, insane performer. So just her being there, and she's blowing up right now. And then also, but I don't know who would be my third. Like it would have to be it'd be a big swing. It'd be something crazy. And I have to think of like who I would want. Some kind of like alternative band. I love alternative music, like alternative rock. So someone like that. I have to think. I'd have to look at my like playlist, but my other obsession, I'm going to put y'all on if you're listening and you like pop music, girly pop, whatever. She's going to blow up. If you know Marina and the Diamonds from back in the day, she was super famous. Maud Latour, I've been a fan of her for 3 years. So when she does blow up, you can all eat my words. I put everyone onto her. People don't see the vision, but the vision is there. Anyways, Maud Latour, she's number 3. She's everything. She has a ton of music. It's all backlogged, and you should listen to all of it, and it's all good.
Next up, what is your if you don't do karaoke, what is just a song that you can scream from your inner soul every time it comes on?
My favorite thing to do at karaoke is do the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, like really dramatic.
Can
you sing? Badly.
Yeah.
Tone deaf.
Yeah.
A little bit tone deaf. Sometimes when I sing, it sounds good.
Yeah.
And my friends know this. I'm a bad singer, but sometimes they're like, wait, you kind of got something there.
Yeah.
But I'm a bad singer.
Yeah.
Bad. Star Spangled Banner is hilarious. I don't know why more people don't do it. It's so funny. But if you don't want to do that, I would do like some kind of pop song that people know, kind of like a Life is a Highway, like a road trip song, all of those.
Yeah.
But I love going out for karaoke. Shocker. But I like doing random stuff. But you can't pick something weird and niche. Like you have to feel the vibe of the place, because if they aren't singing along with you, it becomes awkward.
Yeah.
So if you go to a country bar, do a country song that everyone knows and loves.
Yeah.
Like do a fun upbeat one, so people aren't like, unless you're an amazing singer, you can do a nice slow.
Yeah.
Like you could do Fast Car.
Yeah.
If you were like had an amazing voice, but it's not fast enough for me, so I have to do something silly.
Yeah. There you go. What's a self-care day look like for you? A day where you have no obligations, you're taking care of yourself that day.
I love working out. My newest obsession is CrossFit. Shout out. I love CrossFit. It's so psychotic. It's perfect for me. They do the most psychotic stuff all the time, and I love it. And I'm really bad at it, which I really like, being bad at stuff and having to learn and being forced to get better. Mm-hmm. And I love CrossFit. So I would do, like, yesterday was really fun. That was like a really fun off day for me. Like I went to CrossFit in the morning, and then we did something called Deep End Fitness in Atlanta, where our CrossFit team got invited for like a social. All the members got to take this class for free, and it's literally working out with weights underwater in a pool. So cool. And the people who run it are awesome and so cool. So that was really fun. And it was kind of like swimming mixed with CrossFit. And I was like, this is awesome. And then so I did like a ton of working out and just being crazy, and then like relaxed and had good food. And then we like went out for dinner with our friends and our family friends and enjoyed, and then had people over play games. And I love like playing games at a table and just like, socializing and fun stuff like that. So that's my favorite thing. And I love doing crazy stuff all the time. I love shopping too. So going shopping would be fun if I could spend unlimited money.
Absolutely. What was your first car?
A 2001 Dodge Intrepid. Was it a 2001? It looks like a spaceship. If you look up the picture, it looks like a saucer, a flying saucer. And it's gray. It was silver, and it was literally looks like a UFO, and it's this far off the ground. And it was my grandma's old car. Smelled like smoke, cigarette smoke. I was living though. It was so fun. And it's a good car too, because if your 16-year-old kid bangs it up, nothing lost.
Yeah.
Because it's my grandma's car.
Yeah.
So I started out with that, and I had that for 2 years until I gave it to my brother. And then I got a nicer car because I didn't crash it up. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What does success look like to you?
I don't know. Just being happy, being content with where you are, and just being able to enjoy and have like a good, rich social life, and just liking what you're doing. You don't have to love everything, but just enjoying the day to day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear?
Oh, getting kidnapped.
Really?
Oh, I'm sick even thinking about it. My huge fear now, because I was traumatized in school. During one summer, I stayed at school. To make a long story short, someone was literally trying to break into our house all summer, and I was there most nights alone. Shout out my roommates. Hate you. Wow. No, I love them. They're my best friends. But they were always out doing stuff or spending the night somewhere else. And I would be in this house alone. And in those off-campus college houses, people know that they aren't there in the summer because it's college housing. So people try to break in and take your stuff because you have furniture there. You can squat in there, whatever. Literally, someone was trying to break in one time. We were driving in at night. The car beams go across the windows, 2 handprints up on my window like that. Somebody trying to open it.
Holy fuck.
And I lived in the front of the house, first bedroom, on the floor. The front door's here, my room's here.
Wow.
The windows, hands. And our neighbors, hands. Mm-hmm. Not funny. So I sleep with every single door locked in the house, including the bedroom door. Also, PSA, you should sleep with your bedroom doors closed.
We do.
In case of fire. It actually stops the fire from getting into your room. There are videos and real things about when a house fire happens. It will burn everything. And then if they get the fire out in time or something else crazy happens, it will stop right before a room and everything will be completely untouched because your door is closed. If it's open, you're screwed. And people say, oh, what if the handle's hot? I can't get out. Jump out the window. There's windows in every bedroom. That's why. I don't care if you're on the 3rd floor. Jump off. You'll break your legs. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Close your bedroom door at night. And I lock my bedroom door. Lock it. Just because of that. Because even if you can get into my house, if you realize it's difficult to get in the bedroom, you're not going to try and come in there.
Yeah.
So I could stay in there afraid and you can rob my whole house and then leave.
Yeah.
And I'll be fine.
Yeah. There you go.
So
pro tips.
I'm superstitious though. Someone was actually trying to break into my house. I hate being kidnapped and I hate being broken into I hate noises at night. Like when it sounds like someone's walking in your house at night.
Yeah. And then lastly, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Somewhere doing something. How old will I be? 34. I'll probably have kids. I want kids. And probably just 2. I don't know by that time if I'll have all of them. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see where the wind takes me. I have no idea where I'll be geographically because that's just a virtue of my girlfriend's job. She's a college soccer coach. So
okay.
She's in Pittsburgh now and I'll be moving to Pittsburgh and that's that. But then after that, it's like where the job takes you. So
yeah. We'll see.
But it'll be, most likely it will be, and we try to keep it this way, East Coast. We'll try to stay closer to family. And then eventually like be as close as we can. And once you have a full-time gig and you're a big coach, you just stay there for 15, 20 years. So yeah.
Good answers.
So I'll probably be doing that and then like working or having a business or hopefully doing nothing, not working and not just spending money. No, I'm kidding. We'll see.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Woo. Good. Do you have anything else that I didn't like address?
Not off the top.
No.
Cool. If you want to shout yourself out or give people shout outs or do anything you want to do, now's your time to shout yourself out. Okay.
Let's see what I want to shout out. I want to shout out my whole family. If you're listening, love you. All of the family friends of the Lewises and the Charlestons. I know some of you listen to this. Shout out to you. I hope you enjoyed our episode. And also I want to shout out CrossFit DTW, downtown Woodstock. That's where I go right now, and it's amazing. It's a small gym, lovely. And I also want to shout out Roberts Wesleyan University swimming, because it's awesome. And yeah, that's mostly it.
Well, I sincerely appreciate you taking your time today to hang out with me and do this and be open and just have a conversation. Now, this is why I get to talk to a lot of really cool people, but I also every once in a while talk to somebody that I've known for a while, but I know nothing about you,
right?
And now I know so much about you.
Yeah.
So now that just makes it so every time I'm around either you or your family, or one day when we all meet your girl, well, I'll just know that much more about you and your journey and just everything, and I love it. So thank you, Amanda.
Yeah. Also, shout out my girl, Reagan. Love
you. Guys, there you have it. That was the episode. Thank you again to Amanda for coming and hanging out with us. I'll throw, of course, don't know where that sentence was going, so I love that.
Good. Yeah, I always do that.
In the link of the bio, or I'm sorry, in the description, Jesus Christ, you'll find a couple things. You'll find the link to Hammerhead Creations. That is the parent company above this podcast. Hammerhead Creations provides affordable marketing solutions for small businesses. Some of the other links in the description are companies I do some brand partnerships, brand ambassador stuff with: Frost Buddy, Cowboy Revolution Co., W Energy. Check them out for some discounts on some great products. Don't forget to share this with one friend, coworker, boss, family member, you name it. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review on the platforms that you consume the show on, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.